sun's out. My hair's getting long again. Welcome back to another episode of Krafty Koi. Right, so yesterday I went to do a little bit of hiya! It's a little thing we have with the next door. I don't know what it's about, but the kids and the missus do. So I thought I'd better respond. Right, anyway, yesterday, supposed to be doing the base to the pond. Didn't happen. Brother had a blowout. Ended up having to go down the tyre shop and sit around there for ages getting his tyre sorted. So, again, we're on hold. However, I'm not overly fussed. Because Rome weren't built in a day. It's not worth stressing about. And I've decided to do something a little bit different. Lovely. Right, so what we're going to be doing is, let me spin you around. So then, oh my God, what's all these towels everywhere? It must have been whirlwindy. Right, excuse the mess down there, people. It's not like me to be like that. Anyway, so what I've decided is, right, because of the plans I've not revealed yet, what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to take the pond back further to there. So I'm going to come across there, and because these slabs are actually 600 wide, rather than my initial thought, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to bring the pond builder out to here. So it's going to be just over 600 wide, 600 mils wide, and that will then give me another foot or so width and about another foot long. So the only reason we've decided to do that is because I've got plans for something here. I'm not going to say what it is yet. I've got plans for something in here, and it needs to be snugger than what it already is. So by just bringing that out and adding to a little bit of the devastation that we've got down here, the garden's such a mess. Look how long that grass is down there. You probably can't tell. It's about almost up to my knee, to be honest. All right, and I've just come down here. Look, the missus yesterday watered the garden. What's all that about? Not only has that sprung a leak, but so is that. But hey ho. Right, so I come out yesterday to have a look how the fish are getting on. We've got to do a little clean out, and when he got there, the cupboard was bare. So the fish are hungry. So because I'm empty, you know, it's my fault. I hadn't really been monitoring it. I did know it was getting low, but I just didn't think it would be empty. And the flashy lights on the top, when they're in the sunlight, so there's two flashy lights on. I don't know if you can see it. Let me try and get in there. So there's two flashy lights on the top of the dispenser, and that basically is from a sensor inside. So when the food gets down, it then gives some little flashy lights off. But when it's in full sun like that, they're quite hard to see. And I haven't been coming out at night, and got 101 things like going on. I didn't give it a second thought until yesterday. So I went online, So I was looking for sake. However, all of the deliveries until Tuesday, so it was Saturday yesterday. That's 5 days. Now fish can go without food for 5 days, I get that. However, I don't want them to, because I feel a bit guilty that they're a little bit hungry, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop to a dealer and torment myself, because I've said that I'm not buying any fish this year until my pond's built. So you can imagine that sun is glorious. So you can imagine that I'm going to go up to a dealer's, because there ain't nowhere local that sell the food I like. I'm going to have a look what they've got in, and then go from there. So I'm going to take the gimbal. Hopefully I'll be allowed to do a little bit of filming, although it won't be a lot. And then I'll report back, and then I'll go and grab some food and then come back, give the filter a quick clean out. Although I just looked, it don't look hardly bad at all, which makes me think that maybe they haven't had a lot of food for the last few days between them. So anyway, what a glorious day. I just wish it was like this every day. It'd be amazing. It can rain at night and shine in the day. Where did I put my brew? So yeah, we're going to get ourselves down the road, and then I'll pick this up later. But before I do, check this. Good old hosta. Right. It's got so many flowers coming up on it, man. That's amazeballs. My Buddha's doing all right. I had to give him a hat yesterday because it was a bit sunny, so I thought I'd give him a little hat. Looks lovely, doesn't he? Bonsai's doing all right, and the aces ain't looking too shabby either, to be honest. Yeah, super pleased with them, I ain't gonna lie. And one that I ain't really featured this on any of the videos this year is this one. This one was my dad's, so I need to get in there. Bloody hell, that's grown. That'll be the squirrels. But yeah, this one is my fave. It's very old, and it's magnificent. It comes out more in the autumn months, but it's a grand old plant. We have loads and loads of wildlife. Loads of wildlife come in. Next door's got a set of badgers that he feeds. We've got a fox, which isn't our best friend because we obviously got chickens. But across the whole of the back there is like the edge of where the fairway is, with all the heavy rough and all the foliage and whatnot. And we get untold amount of bird species in the garden. And both our garden and next door to the right is we do put bird feed out, so we entice the birds in. So we have anything from your common sort of sparrow, blackbird, we have thrush, well we don't have thrush, but the bird song thrush coming in. We've got a robin that lives in the garden, we've got a wren that lives in our garden, we have yellowhammers, bullfinch, chaffinch. Recently been mobbed by the starling gangsters, but we often get up in these trees here woodpeckers. We often have an owl come and sit in the tree at the top of our garden, and it sits there hooting away for a few hours. It's quite nice, and then the old woodpecker banging the trees, also a bit of a mental sound as well. All looking okay. Quite a lot of bubbles on this one. But yeah, they're all doing all right. The chag's got. I'm going to have to grab my chag out. Chag out because you could see some little. What looked like fungus patches yesterday. I just want to make sure that you weren't wise deceiving me. Yeah, they're doing alright. But one thing I have noticed is now they're competing more for food. They get a couple of them have started to show signs of split fin, which isn't ideal. So yeah. So this one down here, this shower. I don't know what you can see because I've got such a lens flare. If you have a look at its right pec, you'll see its fin starting to split off. And I've just noticed it on one of the smaller fish as well. So yeah, time is of the essence. Need to get them a little bit more room, to be honest, because there are some big fish in here. Anyway, we're going to finish my brew, and then I'm going to get on the road because we've got a special guest coming to our house today. It's like royalty to us. We love having this person round. And so should other people, but you'll see what I mean later on. Anyway, I'll report back to you when I get to where I'm going. So I've arrived, but don't laugh. I am like Morpheus. Check the glasses. They balance on me conch. But I've arrived, safe and well, thank God. Nice little journey up, 50 minutes from where I live. There'll be a few jealous people out there because I know how far people travel to get to where I've just arrived. So anyway, I'm going to jump out and then we're going to go and have a look about. Left hand side, for those of you that don't know, this is where he does the smaller fish. Say the smaller, they vary every time we come in, to be honest. You can see as we look down, we've got fish around between 600 and 700 quid in here. And what's good about Queni, that's a beaut, that guinea ring shower down there. What's good about Queni is that on every pond he always has a price list, and it tells you everything that you need to know about the fish. So let's see if we can find that guinea ring shower. I've had it in here because that's a nice looking fish, that. Not in there, I didn't think it was. Look at that guinea tancho as well, beautiful. But these fish are very, very nice. And you've got nice doits, very nice doits. Thank you. That guinea tancho, man, that is a nice fish. So to be fair, they're all nice, but you'll see as we come up, the water quality is run all on the same system here. Always got one of Queni Koi's own MIDI backy showers. They all adopt a trickle in, trickle out system, and they're all run on their own filter system. You can see at the back, which is big blower in a drum. So clarity of the water is really nice, actually. Nice Kiyotsuori down there. Nice Shiro down the bottom as well. Okay. I'm not sure what that is, but that's a nice fish. Do like that. So we're looking around 500 to 1,000 in here. Oh, that looks like that shower. That skin ring shower looks like it's in the other pond, so that was 700 quid. That's not bad at all. Let's have another look at that fish. I want to see if it is the same one. Here he comes. When you see a fish and fall in love with it, man, the body on that is amazing. No. And that's a good size as well for a gilling, because they don't get as big as the others. Come back over, have a quick check on. I don't think it's the same one, but there you are. Nice fish. Nice promo there. And these ponds are quite deep actually. You know, for fish wholesale. Beautiful size, but quite slight. I do like them. And then we've got a little mixture of tozai, always good for pond fillers, or even little grow-ons for your own little projects as well. What we're looking at from here, you know, we're looking at 1 for 50, 2 for 95, you know, etc, etc. So, you know, for those people just starting out that want to build their ponds, then it's always nice to be able to buy a few out of here. Now, last time I come, my son was a bit of a sod and decided to buy 5 fish without my knowledge. I didn't even want them, to be fair, but in honesty, you know, who can ever say no? I've got it's like a pond full of tozai chag, which you don't see a lot of. So they're obviously a very popular breed. Sapphire Fish Farm tozai mixture in this pond. You know, so you know, £60 for one. That's good, isn't it? Okay. And then you can grow that on. Stand and look through. You can sometimes actually pick out some really nice fish for the price. And can you imagine having a pond full of kahaki? Look at the bright colours in there. Amazing. Yeah. Fish in this pond. Again, all of a decent size. You wouldn't mind adding these into your pond, to be fair. You know, and you do pay for what you get. So, Queni are at the National Koi Show. For those of you that don't know, it is on the 2nd and 3rd of July, so 3 weeks time from now. People tend to buy these little things, but we've got a range of filters that are for sale. Across, you know, your dechlorinators and whatnot. We've also got a load of treatment and lots of different available pond foods. He also keeps a good stock of pond supplies, you know, so when you're looking to upgrade or whatever, the place to come. So just looking at that, it's like 135 quid for a 4-inch ball valve. You're looking there for 1.5-inch elbows, 3 quid. Right, so you know, and they're on the shelf, which is sometimes quite difficult to find. Those people that don't know, Queni do stock their own mixture. He does also offer a grow-on service as well, I believe, over the winter periods. And where we are now, these big ponds. And this is summer, actually, Lee, that you're from Koi Soldier, so he's just advised what he's going to be doing on his channel. And this is definitely what I would expect his will look like. So just to show you, Lee, this is, you know, look like they're running off potentially 3 bottom drains into a double 4-tier backy shower off a big drum as well. Now this pond is usually full of the biggest fish they've got, and part of the higher end collection. So there's a ginger for that. I do like that fish. They seem to think I'm their best friend, which is fine. I'll be your best friend. Now imagine having a pond this size in your back garden with fish of this sort of quality. All we can say is that it's one lucky. So this is the main pond, an absolute heaven for any koi keeper. So when you start looking at this, it's amazing. But anyway, I'm just going to sign off now. I'll take a few more shots in a moment. But I want to have a little bit of a look myself. So the netting skills have got to be second to none just here, because it's like the biggest pool you've ever seen in your life. Look at that. Is that the first time you've done it?
It's harder when there's coastline here.
Yeah, right.
That is hard.
That's when you end up running about like a madman. Madman. Very nice.
Yeah, it's coming up quite well actually. But, and even what hasn't come up, it's blackened, if that makes sense. It's got darker. You know, like this area here. It was already up, but it's better. Yeah, one for in a couple of years probably. When that season comes. Yeah, nice. When all this comes, it'll totally finish it. Just feel like it fills in the gaps in it. Yeah, she's looking good. They're both looking. This pond's looking well to be fair.
Right, so the fish are they're eating away. I've just pulled the pump out and give that a clean, and it's thrown a load of crap up in the water. So if you have a look, I'm not overly proud of that, to be honest, because that was far too much from what I expected. So clean it every week as well, so I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it seems to be flowing through nicely now. So got the trickling running, and as always, weekly dose Mediclay. So people don't understand it. People ask me whether or not it's worth putting into the ponds and that. Yes, it is, because water gets tired, and through all the system that runs in the pond, you will notice that a lot of the good minerals that are in the actual water tire out, they get used. So what you need to be doing is ensuring that you're basically revitalising the water, and that's exactly what it's for. So it does help with skin quality of your fish, and it also helps with the with basically gripping hold of all the micro dirt that's inside the pond. It grips onto all of that, which then helps that go through the filtration system as well. And because of that, it does help polish the water off the treat as well. So when you're using it regularly, like anything, you know, you end up seeing the benefits. So we're just going to do that. I'm just going to spin you around. What we do, we've got Legend. Here's our royalty guest for the day. Say hello, June.
Hello.
Legend. Everyone should look after their gran. What'd you say? Oh, look, she's shy. She's gone all shy. Bless her. She's come round for some snack. She also likes to have a look what's going on with the pond. So, on this one we're going to do, because I've only got 1,000 litres in there, it's going to work out about 22 grams. So, well over there. So you can see you don't necessarily need too much when you're putting it in. How's that gone to 62 though? So that's in with a load of pond water. Quite a lot of crap in that water, so this should do it good. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a stir up. As you do, give it a good stir, like that. And then all we're going to do then is add this into the water. So coming over here, I'm going to tip it down there, and then we'll let the pond do the rest for it. I can't even see it because of the screen. There we go. Right, and you'll see that that now starts to cloud the water up even more. But you can see the sediment that as I pulled the pump out, it's released out the pump. This clay should help grip hold of that, sink it to the bottom, and put it through the filters. So what I'm going to do with that a bit later on is come back and inspect and filter, and then hopefully it would have cleared up a little bit later on, but got a nice about 30% water change. People have commented on how much water I do change. I do quite a lot because I've got quite a lot of fish in just a small amount of water, so it's important that you keep your water fresh, vitalised. I've got no parameter issues, not what I class as issues. The water's not spot on, but in honesty, I wouldn't expect it to be. Very, very, very few people will have immaculate water, and I'm certainly not one of them. So, but the fish are happy enough. So as long as they're happy, I'm happy. So it's the morning after the day before. I'm in my hoodie, proper warm. We left the video a minute ago where I dumped, I'd added some Mediclay. And what we do, what I haven't seen is what people do the day after. I've always seen people add it and then nothing else. So what I'm going to do is, bearing in mind, if I can remind you, yesterday when I got to my pond, when I got to the pond, the water clarity was off. I've done a pump and filter clean. I've done a water change, a good water change, and then I added, I've then added some Mediclay, and I'm going to spin you around so you can have a look at the difference in the water. And I think what you'll find is some quite shocking results. I'm going to try to get that shag in. It's looking a bit worse for wear, so that's going to have a bit of treatment later. You can see the little spots hanging off the side, so he needs to come out and have a look. But if we have a look at the quality here now, I think everybody will be in agreement that the water looks a lot better. Now this was actually like it yesterday, and from what I can tell, there's not been much movement in the change in that, but the fish are all looking. Let's give them a tiny bit of feed. So the temperature of the water is 17.1 degrees. I love it. I love it. Well, so you'll see from that that Mediclay, or any type of clay, I would imagine, actually really does help. The fish are looking really nice, with the exception of a couple that I need to have a better look at. The chag being one of them that's up there. It's definite. It's a little spooky. It's definitely looking a little bit worse for wear. So I'm gonna have to grab him out and have a look at what's going on. But when you look in, there's favourites, isn't there? Look at him. That fish there is strongly becoming my favourite. I hope that I can get that, when that pond's built, I'm hoping I can get that to some sort of decent size. And you'll see, if you look back on my other videos, how well we've done. So this shower here, that's one that was Poppy won at the National Koi Show last year. And I would say that's probably about 25 centimetres now, but we can have a better look later on. But I just needed to get this video in so I can get the whole of the video out. So I've got a bit of bad news. My little black, well, say little, our black dog moved on, let's say. This morning, early hours of this morning, quite poorly. So we're dedicating the video to Ziggy, my little dog, or our little dog, today. But you know, sad times anyway. Need people to subscribe to the channel, please. We're getting there. Started to pick up again on the subs, because obviously my material, my content starting to come a little bit more regular. Hopefully, and I say this every bloody week, but hopefully I'm we can start finishing that. I've got a bit of digging to do, get the edges all done. But until then, who knows what next week will bring. Oh, also don't forget the National Koi Show as well, 2nd and 3rd of July. So for those people that don't know, the judging takes place on Saturday the 2nd. That's when all the coats of the people that in the know go around the vats, and then they decide who wins best fish and that. I'm going to put a little link in for one of my first videos that I've done, which was at the National. If you have a look in the comment section on that, it's got all of the classes that are judged, so you'll be able to get a good understanding of what it is that they do at the show on there. And also give that video another thumbs up and whatnot. I think I've got about 2,000 odd views on that, so it'd be nice to see a few more. Until then, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, give us all the support you can. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down, but you should never really need negative feedback unless it leads to a positive action. However, if you don't like it, put a thumbs down, and please make some sort of comment in the comments box. I always interact with you guys and that. But till then, stay safe.